Hi Pisces, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for Sunday the 14th to Sunday the 22nd. Let's get right into things. So I'm going to be pulling a bunch of different spreads today. I'm doing things a little different. I'm going to pull 3 crowning messages for advice and then just pull a general Celtic cross spread, break it out into relationship, pull some cards for an energy you might be dealing with, pull some additional cards at the end for career. Remember, these are general messages, Pisces. Take what resonates, throw out the rest, and please don't try to make it fit if it's not your message. Okay, so the first card up is not for you. So let's see how this ends up rolling out in conjunction with the other energies. We'll pull a Moonology card. Not for you. Nope. Something that you thought was for you is not for you. Some sort of job opportunity, some sort of relationship, some sort of friendship. Believe in the impossible. Okay. So for some of you, you may be having a hard time getting past something. Okay. Let's see what we have. Healing yourself. Soulmate. Okay, so we have not for you, we have soulmate, we have believe in the impossible. So some of you maybe, some of you are not going to like that I'm saying this. However, I do have to say what I'm getting. Some of you may be in separation with somebody that you are thinking like there's no way in hell could ever get back with that person. They may be the energy that you're meant to be with, and somebody that you're with now may not be. That could be a deal. Now remember, you might not even be in relationship. Soulmate does not necessarily mean intimacy. We can be soulmates with our family members, with our good friends. It's somebody that we have a shared soul connection, okay? And so it's this idea within your life where there is the shared soul connection that has to be honored. And you want to make sure that... But I feel, because we got to believe in the, if we would have just gotten these two, I would say, Pisces, you think that you're supposed to be with somebody and, you know, or in that friendship, in that connection, whatever it is, that something is going, really supposed to work out with that situation. But, you know, it's actually not for you. You were just meant to learn a couple of lessons and that's it at the end of the day. But because we have the Moonology card, the blue moon, once in a blue moon, believe in the impossible, I kind of don't feel like that. That's not the energy I'm getting. But let's see what the tarot says. I feel like it's kind of the opposite, right? Where you're thinking that somebody is like gone out of your system. That situation has floated down the river, never to come back around again, whether it has to do with relationship, friendship, that opportunity, you know, an opportunity having to do with work, whatever it is. Something that you felt very connected to. You feeling like it's, you know, so you throwing yourself into something new right now, but that not being for you, but this being for you. That's what I'm feeling. So let's see what the energies come out as. 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. We have a lot of Pentacle energy here. 2 of Cups. So a really healthy conversation. We have the Harmon Energy. Hermit is Virgo, all about solving problems. You might be dealing with a Virgo. You might be dealing with a Leo. You might have Leo in you, right? Because nobody's all of one sign. All right. So we have 8 of Pentacles coming into this energy. The 8 is the number of mastery, right? This is Sun and Virgo energy. This is focusing on responsibilities in a really diligent and hardworking way. You know, money or connection, right? Mental, physical, emotional connection being on its way as a result of efforts, right? That you put out there. Opportunity for furthering your education, opportunity for furthering a skill set. Again, remember, because the 8 is the number of mastery, but in general, it is the need for a logical, a diligent approach to whatever it is, work, mental, physical, emotional connection, whatever it is. But there needing to be this very sort of diligent approach. So I feel like you were, if it has to do with relationship coming into this energy, you were almost kind of approaching everything from the mental sphere because you didn't want to deal with any sort of like any more narcissists, you know, who kind of come in and like to eat up the fish. You know, more healthy energies, right? If it has to do with relationship, you being very like, this next person has to make sense, right? And I have to feel like comfortable and like they're not crazy or whatever the case is, right? I mean, it's a general message, so whatever you would have been feeling. If it had to do with that, you may not be resonating with it with relationship. It may have to do with work, where you're just very, very up to this point, you're just very focused on mastering something and being very logical and diligent in your approach when it comes to mastering how you're going to get ahead of everything in your life regarding finances, regarding what this next stage of your life, regarding what it is that you're doing for career. You know, what is this next stage? And a lot of people are in this space, by the way. I mean, obviously a lot of it has to do with COVID and just people working differently or not at all, or, you know, all the different ways that we could interpret that. So we have the Seven of Pentacles being crossed by the Six of Pentacles right now. Okay, so let's understand the Seven of Pentacles first. I really like this card because this is about being patient and putting a lot of hard work into something, into a situation. And like really the energy here is don't give up. Success is right there. You're almost there. You know, your future self is going to thank you. Future self is going to thank you, right? So you being sort of focused on this, you know, in this one particular area. And we have this being crossed by the Six of Pentacles. So this is about property, family, inheritance, generosity and support. You know, if you've been struggling financially, things getting better, money coming to you. This could even be someone coming back from your past offering you support, or you even offering it to them. If it doesn't have to do with money, it could have to do with, again, mental, physical, emotional connection, where somebody comes back around and they're like, hey, Pisces, how you doing? How you making out? What's going on, right? So you may be in the space where you're really focusing on mastering, right, what it is that you want, need, and desire in your life, right? And with the Seven of Pentacles, you're working really hard to manifest whatever it is. But the challenge here is the Six of Pentacles energy. So this could be like the idea of you being very patient, but you're feeling very compromised financially. This could certainly be it, right? Or somebody coming back around and offering you this support and you having a hard time accepting it, not being sure if it's the right thing for you. Even if it has to do with just conversation and somebody saying, hey, what's going on? I haven't spoken to you in forever, and just checking in. That might be kind of like, you don't know how to deal with that. You may not know like what to even do with that, you know. We have the Two of Cups as the crowning energy, the best to be achieved out of the circumstance. We have the Two of Cups. This is a good energy, very mutually supportive energy. So for those kind of in this space where maybe more focused on your work right now than on anything else, because I do know a lot of Pisces are going through stuff in like their fourth house of home. We do have the astrological new year hitting. The equinox is going to be in your second house of money, your sense of self, things that matter to you. So some of you may even be like, I don't know, I want to move, I need to focus on money, focus on other things other than relationship. Certainly can be that. But this can indicate for many of you a new passion coming in if you are unattached. Can mean that. But it's also a positive proposal. If things are really like difficult right now, harmony returning to a relationship of any kind, even a work kind. So it's like sitting down and having that awkward conversation about money in work, or scheduling, or responsibilities, or who's going to do what, right? This could indicate a business partner coming in. This could indicate anything from a new relationship to a new business partner to, you know, some sort of new blending with another energy. This could even be a really great new friendship. But there's this element of harmony, and that's the best to be achieved. So we love that. Okay, we love that. Now we have the Harmon Energy, and the Harmon Energy is in the foundation. Again, this is a Virgo energy. So having to do with relationships, this is a problem-solving energy. So if you're alone, it's because whatever you were in up to this point hasn't been meant for you. And it's really time to work on yourself and think about your past experiences so that those mistakes aren't repeated in the future. And I feel like you're very mindful of that, right? I kind of mentioned that a few minutes ago. That was something that was coming through for me. If you're in a relationship, then it's time to invest more energy and work to smooth over any kind of issues that need addressing, of anything like that. If this has to do with career or money, it's time to step back and analyze what's not working, because you might feel like it's time to try a different approach or path. And you might even be meeting some sort of either a mentor or somebody who can be helpful, maybe somebody who has a little more experience or a little more direct know-how in a particular area that can be helpful for you right now. So I have that as the foundation right now. So that could end up being a good thing for you for sure, having to do with money. Now, the strength energy, this is where you're at right now, right? In this Leo energy, right? Strength is Leo. So for those of you in relationship, there may be a need to find balance in the relationship and you being able to have it, right? If things haven't been, that great in the relationship, you guys needing to find balance, but the balance, it's imbalanced because of somebody's ego. So somebody's ego is a little out of whack and they need to have their ego stroked, right? I mean, quite literally, this is what this could mean. And it's like there's a lot of strong opinions swimming around here. So you may need to calm somebody's ego, or you may need to play mediator in a situation. That could certainly come up if it has to do with relationship. If this has to do with career, tensions at work due to ego can be an issue, but they can be resolved by just exercising a little bit of empathy. So that's going to be for some of you. But the Strength card, guys, it's also Leo, and Leo is the 5th house of fun, of romance, of creativity. So some of you may be, this is the energy of falling in love, romance, focusing on children. Some of you may be focused on your children, but also just focus on creativity as well. I mean, it's a lot, but, again, if you're in a relationship, finding balance, if you're single, you may be meeting somebody new here in this energy. If it has to do with work, calming other people's egos down at work, but also being in a space where you really want to exercise your creativity. We have the Knight of Cups that's external to you but influencing you. So this could just be the energetic influence that's surrounding you, or this could be an actual person, because it is a court card. So we have to acknowledge that. It's cup energy, so it's got to do with emotion. So this could be a proposal coming in. This could be a very emotional time within an existing relationship, or being very wrapped up in a new partner. This could also indicate new friends coming into your life here for sure. Now, if you're resonating with this as a person, this can be somebody who, is a bit of an idealist, seems pretty perfect, right? Really saying, okay, I want to be a partner, I want to be in a relationship, but they might be stuck behind a false persona, unable to drop that act and be who they really are. So just take your time with anything that seems too good to be true. You just want to be careful, right? You want to be open to real love, right? Don't judge by appearances here as well, right? Really. So if that's if it's another energy. But the Knight of Cups is also this great proposal coming in. So again, if it doesn't have to do with actual relationship, this could be a proposal coming in to be like, hey, you want to come work with us? You want to start a business? You want to do something, right? This positive proposal that's going to resonate with you, because it's Aquarius and Pisces. So Aquarius is doing something different out of the box, and when we look at you in astrology, it's all about what are we dreaming about, right? So it's like you're dreaming about doing something different, and somebody coming in and offering you something here is what I see. So we have the Queen of Wands as your challenge right now. This came up with somebody else's challenge too. Interesting. I don't remember whose. Queen of Wands is really about stepping into your power. So you may be having a hard time doing that. You may be having a really hard time just pushing things forward in a way to make things happen. Just really stepping into your power. You might be having a hard time with that. And it could be because of a number of things. It could be a timing thing. It could be because there are, maybe if, for example, if you want things to move forward in your career, you may have issues going on the home front though. You know what I'm saying? Because you do have that Mars and Gemini in that 4th house. So there's going to be a lot of scattered energy having to do with that 4th house of home, who you live with, where you live, this idea of feeling grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. So you kind of might be in flux having to do with that right now. But we do have the Wheel of Fortune though in the near future. So the wheel, now for some of you, I'm just going to say this, I'm not saying that this is going to definitely be you, but As far as relationships goes, this can be an ex coming back. And I feel like I've been saying that, and a lot of Pisces have been getting mad at me. Guys, then it's not your reading. Like, I'm not telling you to go back to somebody who was like horrible in your past. I'm not saying that. But this can indicate an ex love interest, somebody you were into, maybe not even going out with, but interested, or a partner coming back from the past. But you really need to think about like what happened last time and if that can be worked out. And I suppose you won't know unless you speak to them, right? Really, but it really is about if the relationship had good bones and you guys had a good connection, then chances are Jupiter will come in and bless it. But if not, if you feel like you're trying to fit a circle in a square, then don't even bother with it. Okay, so that's about that. Okay. For a lot of you. Others of you, this can indicate you meeting somebody brand spanking new, because this is the Magician and the Sun energy in numerology. So this could be somebody brand spanking new coming in, which is very nice. This is an energy of fate, change, good luck, really a turning point though. If it has to do with career or money, good news coming in. Just make sure you prioritize what's being asked of you and exercise integrity, lots of integrity. Like don't procrastinate, nothing like that, right? The saying was just coming to my mind of, don't put off for another day what you can do today kind of thing, that cheesy saying, but it's like what came to my mind. Now we have the star energy as the final outcome. Like, hello. I mean, this is just about hope and guidance. Who doesn't love this? This is an Aquarius energy. It's about focusing on the future, feeling very inspired. So if this has to do with career or money, this is money luck. This is one of the money luck cards. And work you do begins to pay off. And because you've considered your long-term goals and you've prioritized well. Now, and that's going to resonate with many of you. You might be guided to begin a new business or find that you have some sort of hidden talent that you didn't even realize before. This can indicate a lot of recognition. Now, this could also be you feeling inspired to create like a beautiful new style in your home, or if you have your eye on a particular home, this coming to you at this time. Maybe you've been looking for that move, right? I mean, look, we have all this energy going on in your second house, like seriously. So we have the sun moving into Aries, which is all about Happy New Year, right? It really is. And so this is a new path opening up in that second house of what matters to you, things of value, right? And then we have the Venus and Sun conjunct in Aries in that second house also. We have that kind of happening from like the 20th to the end of the month. And so and I know there's been a lot of like fourth house stuff, so that could be it. If it has to do with relationship, this has to do with you realizing that you're destined to be with somebody. And this really is about that. It's like this person, literally, the star for a relationship literally means it's time to be with your soulmate. And we have soulmate, and then we have not for you, believe in the impossible. It's kind of like what I was saying, right? Let's just pull another energy here. My goodness, Three of Pentacles. This is the card of collaboration, success, and just growing. That's why I call this the Architect card. It's a minor arcana, but this is a powerful one. This is about, this could be a successful launch of something, home improvements, or the sale of your home, you buying a home, being able to grow in a relationship. Six of Wands. Deserve success, great energy if you've been struggling in any area, like really in relationships, feelings are shared, they're well received, very positive communication that can end up leading to like a deepening of connection. In general, just good news in any aspect of your life, whatever it is, property, love, education, anything you have to make a decision in. So I really like this for you. Okay, so that's what I have for this. Seems very positive. Now let's go into relationship. So we're going to pull a Celtic cross spread for you, your energy, and then after that we'll pull some cards on an energy that you might be dealing with. Four Swords, Knight of Wands. So we have the Eight of Coins coming into this. And when it has to do with relationship, the coins of mental, physical, emotional connection. This could indicate that you're very focused on getting something together having to do with your money, like mastering a situation, being very logical and diligent and being super focused on that. Certainly can be that, you know, to the point where you're not even really focused on relationship, you're focused on that. That's going to be for many of you. Others of you, you're really trying to figure out what's necessary in reality, in the 3D, in a very practical terms, in order to make a relationship work. Situation right now, we have the Four of Swords that's being crossed by the Knight of Wands. So the Four of Swords is about kind of taking a time out, stepping back to get a different perspective. Really great energy to do shadow work, just do work on yourself, you know, just to figure out a better strategy for moving forward in relationship. You know, what is he laying on? He's laying on a coffin that he had made for himself before he went off to war, so that if he died, his family would not have to deal with the emotional stress of having a coffin made for him, right? So he comes back from war alive, you know, and he lays on top of the coffin to just feel grateful and to acknowledge all of the challenge and the struggle and the heartache and the hardship that he's been through, and just so grateful to have made it through the dark period. And now he's in a space where he's just trying to figure out, how can I best move forward where I'm happy, you know, in a way that I'm happy. We have this working with the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is really about firing up the ambition here. It really is. This is a proposal, influence, events speeding up, right? Blocks being lifted, decisions coming in any way. So, you know, this could be somebody reaching out to you, you reaching out to somebody else, right? And just ambition being fired up. So you may be at the space right now, Pisces, where when it comes to relationship, you're really working on your life. You're working on yourself and you're figuring things out. But you have this fire in your belly. You know, I mean, the Knight of Wands is Scorpio and Sagittarius. It's like, come on, let's go. Let's travel. Let's, you know, Scorpio rules sex, right? I mean, Sagittarius rules travel and just, just expanding, right? It's just like, come on, let's go. So you want that, but you're in the space of like, how can I bring that to myself in a way that I'm going to be happy doing it, right? Because you're very sort of like, I just feel like a lot of you are in this very sort of independent state of mind. You know, the Nine of Coins is about comfort, accomplishment, success in your independent endeavors, whatever you're working on. You know, you making money from whatever you put your efforts into, you know, and then finally meeting a healthy connection after doing some solid work on yourself. Because remember, 9 is the number of productivity. It's integrating body, mind, spirit, experiences from the past. What do you have going on now? It's bringing all of that together. Now we have the foundation, we have the Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords, right? Yes, the Knight of Swords can be a bit of a challenging energy, only because it's unpredictable. You know, lots of highs and lows, sudden truths coming out, underlying conflicts being exposed. You know, expect the unexpected kind of thing. Now, if you're dealing with this kind of person, this is somebody who comes in, who's very determined, very forthright, saying what they believe, creating a lot of drama. And the thing, they create drama because they get bored. And then they move on after creating drama, taking no responsibility for the reconciliation or the mess that they may have made, you know. And so that could be a little bit of like a messy energy, right? But regardless, there could also be these up and down. Let's say somebody's not coming in. Let's say, again, the Knight, the Page, the King, the Queen, the Court card, so they can indicate a general energetic influence or a person. So that's what I just indicated would be if it's a person you're dealing with. If it's a general energetic influence, it's you being in this space where you're just not sure. And you're going to be experiencing highs and lows, really wanting to be in a relationship and then not being wanting to be in a relationship, right? But the thing is, it's like these inner conflicts that you're experiencing are going to kind of come up to the surface to be looked at, you know, and that could be a relief to look at the conflict, or it can be very confusing for you, depending on, you know, where you're at. But it's an emotional energy for sure, even though it's a wand, a sword energy rather. So wait until wait until you feel more grounded in the energies. Don't make any decisions where you feel very sort of swept up and emotional in anything. Now, we have the Nine of Wands. So, look, I mean, it does seem like you're in it. Nine of Wands does indicate a strong position. It does indicate you've been through a lot in relationship and you're very tired, but you still have fire in your belly for a situation. And you might feel very defensive of yourself. And it's temporary. You just want to make sure you don't get sucked into that black hole of like negativity. You really want to make sure of that, any sort of negative mindset, because whatever you're putting your efforts into right now, having to do with relationship, is going to be good for you, really good. But you have to maintain balance and a careful approach, right? Because what comes after the 9? 10. We don't want the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is the card of overwhelm. So it's like you're barely holding it together here, but you still have fire in your belly for something. Now, the energy external to you, so this is either somebody else being hurt by you or just the energy of pain and betrayal sort of surrounding you right now. As this has to do with heartbreak, pain of a truth, betrayal, depression, but the light's coming on. And whatever confusion that was being experienced is now gone. Now, again, this is energy, an external energy. So this could be somebody who's hurting over you, feeling depressed over you, feeling confused over you, but now they see through all of that, right? And they're moving on and doing some healing. Or this could be the general energetic influence that you're experiencing, where there was this idea of pain, of betrayal, of whatever it might be, or it could just be plain sadness over the fact that something didn't work out. But now the clouds of doubt kind of subsiding, right? And you being able to move on from all of that to really begin some real healing. But your challenge and your block, this is a psychological energy. It's the 5 of Swords. So what are you feeling like in your psychology is this clash? This lack of squaring up between what it is that you really desire and what your reality is right now. And it's that tension and that ongoing conflict within yourself that's challenging to deal with. Because on the one hand, you just don't want to repeat any negative patterns. You just don't, you know? But it's like you feel like the issues that were a problem in relationship for you, and this is something that if you're resonating with this, you may need to think about if you're putting all the blame on them. You want to be careful of that, right? You know, because this tells me that you're identifying that whatever issues went on in the relationship were not yours, they were theirs. And because of that, you can't mitigate that no matter how hard you try to change them. The problems were all them and you can't change them, therefore, you know, you feel super stuck in something. But, and I just want to say, you might be in the space of maybe needing to rethink that. I'm not saying that they didn't hurt you or that they didn't betray you or they did, you know, all of that. But you might want to look at like what role you may have played in all of that too, right? Please don't get mad at me, right? I'm just being called to say that, especially when this comes in the position of the personal psychology here, right? Because this might not be happening at all out in the 3D, but in your mind, right? And then we have the Knight of Cups energy in the near future. So Knight of Cups is a proposal, an emotional time, right? So if you're in an existing relationship, though it doesn't really look like it, but you may be, right? If you are, emotional time, right? In an existing relationship, or you ending up very wrapped up in a new partner, you know? But again, this could be somebody new coming in saying, you know, da-da-da, like, you know, Prince Charming, Princess Charming coming in and wanting to offer themselves in relationship. But you really want to be careful that somebody, right? We got this in the last spread. You want to be sure that somebody like walks their talk and that they're not acting a particular role. So just take your time with anybody that seems too good to be true. I just want to say that here. But this can be an offer coming out, like a proposal. Let's go out. Let's get married. Let's have a baby. Let's fix this. Let's do this. Let's, you know, something like that. You saying it to somebody or somebody saying it to you. But to have the King of Cups in the final outcome energy, there's a need existing to settle a conflict, either within yourself or with somebody else. And you might feel really like unsure about how to handle it, right? You need to go with your heart. That's the answer here. But follow your heart really is the answer. But remember that this is a Libra and Scorpio energy. So some of you may be meeting, if this is a person that you're meeting, very charismatic, very sociable, very sensitive to the needs of those that they care about. I'm saying it's he, but it could be she as well. It doesn't matter. Very warm, very unafraid of intimacy if you're meeting this person. If it's an influence, this need exists to settle this conflict. But because it's a Libra and Scorpio energy in relationship, Libra being ruled by Venus, it's all about relationships there. There is this look at like what was fair, what wasn't fair, and really looking at that. And then it's Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto. It's all about transformation and being able to address or redress the past, right? Because that's Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is the ruler of the underworld. It's like, let's dig up the past, bring it up and look at it, right? How we doing? How we feeling? And it's, but it's exercised with empathy and understanding and being able to really hear and work with what's going on. Okay, so we have, let's see what's being discussed here. We have the Ten of Swords, which is the complete and painful ending. And then we have... Okay. We have the Ten of Swords and then the Ace of Cups. This is a fast-moving energy. This is like, there's a history here with the Ten of Swords. There's a complete and painful ending. There's an end of a painful era for there to be a new relationship, a new start in relationship. It certainly can be that. Yeah. I mean, strong love and support and any sort of existing connection, whether you're together or not. This can also indicate just falling in love. To have that clarifying the Ten of Swords. It's like, all right, look, like whatever we did to each other in the past, we did, that's it. Let's have just like a new beginning. Others of you are just going to say like, no, I'm like, putting a fork in it for the last time and I'm going to allow myself to go and meet somebody else. I feel like I can pull like a million cards on this. Look at this. It's like, yeah. Hard-working energy. A new cycle. Mental, physical, emotional connection. Putting a lot of work into this. This being a very reliable energy. Very strong potential for success. Let's pull one more. King of Wands. Yes. Cancer and Leo. Yeah, I mean, this is just like express how you feel. Go after what you want. Don't let perfectionism get in the way. You're perfect the way you are. You're perfect the way you are. If anybody ever made you feel bad in the past, you know what? That was their issue, not yours. You're perfect the way you are. Cancer and Leo really is about being very attracted and very, falling in love, but feeling very safe and secure at the same time. How cool is that? That's why I love this card. This is about really allowing yourself to be a free spirit within connection. No hold, no, what is it? No bars held or no hold bars, whatever that saying is. All right. So anyway, that is what I have for you. Let's pull some cards on them. So we'll pull 4 across and 4 qualifiers. How does that sound? I like how I ask you questions like, you're going to answer me, but I feel the collective answer. Okay. Ooh, 7 of Swords. All right, so the 7 of Swords, this is a challenging energy, right? I mean, this is Moon in Aquarius. Dishonesty, immoral, running away from a situation. Somebody who doesn't really understand boundaries very well, or they might be very selfish. But in this energy, the thing here is, Pisces, I feel like they're viewing you as this. Because this is a subjective read from their end, right? So they may be feeling like something was dishonest about you or you were running away from something. Again, subjective reads are tricky because it's coming from their energy. You don't have to agree with that. You understand? But they may have felt like for a moment that they needed to play you at your own game. Very interesting, because a lot of you may be saying, what? They're the narcissist. What the hell are you talking about? But it's, look, this is what they feel. I'm getting that very strongly, right? I mean, it's the first row out. It's like they sensed this dishonesty. They sensed you maybe being a little too wrapped up in your own wants, needs, and desires. And then with the Chariot energy, it's like moving away from that. In their mind, this is what they felt, and they needed to do it quickly. I mean, that's what, the funny thing with the Chariot energy is you have to look at the cards that are around it, right? So we're going to look in this row. We have the Seven of Swords, which is a challenging energy. So if a challenging energy, it was this quick moving away from the negativity, right? And ending, likely, because they felt like it was ultimately not good for them. There was something about the connection that in their mind, at least from their point of view, something was not okay. Now, maybe it was a misunderstanding. I don't know. But that's coming across very clearly. Now, we have the next energy here. We have the wheel. And the wheel, as we does indicate an ex coming back. Coming back around and figuring out what were the bones like last time. Really looking at that patterning to see if it can actually work. And I feel like there's a lot of lessons that have been learned. And they could be in this space where it's maybe they didn't trust you before, but they feel like, okay, you know what? They're willing to get back together with you if this situation is clarified here. Right? Because there's this idea of learning a lesson and then there being beautiful energy, right? Because it's a Saturn energy. It's the world. It's fabulous. The most positive card in the deck. It really is. I mean, these are like long-term blessings. But something needs to be discussed here. Both of you may have learned lessons while in your time apart. Okay, but there is definitely going to be this conversation. We have the Hangman Reverse, and the Hangman Reverse is about really feeling like a victim, and identifying this energy of selfishness here. And with the King of Wands, the King of Wands just wants to be a free spirit, right? They just want to express how they feel, they want to come in and say, look, I wasn't expecting you to be perfect. I'm not perfect. There could be this weight of perfectionism, though, this expectation. Or maybe you were feeling that they were looking for you to be perfect or something like that. But the idea of perfectionism is coming in here, and somebody feeling victimized because of it, where it's like, I'm not perfect and you're holding it against me, or, any kind of thing like that. But we have the Five of Wands here. Five of Wands indicates some sort of a battle of the wills and a lack of agreement. Strong opinions, fighting to be heard. You know what? I'm never mad at this energy because it's Saturn and Leo. It's people exercising their egos because they're frustrated and because they're feeling vulnerable. It's like air clearing kind of thing that needs to go on with this. It was air clearing. But then we have this having to do with the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is really about needing this very logical approach to the situation. And I feel like there's going to be a really hard time finding that. This is like a tough situation. Because the Eight of Coins is all about mastering, right? And focusing on the matter at hand and focusing on the connection and being very diligent and very logical. But I feel like what's going on here, there's not total transparency going on here. That's the thing. Either from you or from them. We have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So the Ten of Pentacles in reverse does indicate conflict and loneliness. This could indicate family issues as well. Sort of family issues. And that being called to the forefront of things. Maybe some sort of issues going on having to do with the family. Your family, their family. Being able to feel like family. Being able to join up as a family. Even get married. Being able to mature. Ten of Pentacles is an energy of maturity and being able to leave a legacy. and feeling like there being this frustration where it's like the relationship always got to a certain point and then it ended. And then it was always this crazy ass cycle that you guys ended up in. We have the Four of Swords, and again, the Four of Swords is taking this time out to step back and say, all right, we need a different strategy if we're going to be able to move forward in this, because this is not working. We have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is the card of overwhelm, right? It's overwhelm, responsibility, burdens, right? But this can be this idea where the relationship might have been neglected, right? Because of other things going on in life. Maybe the relationship wasn't given like the energy and the attention that it needed. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is like very auspicious for new beginnings and clear thinking. It's like these realizations hitting you left, right, and center. She might be realizing that the relationship wasn't given what it needed. And then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse is about delays, setbacks. There being like a lack of planning. I feel like it's like we're talking about a conversation that's going on here. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Very nice energy, very auspicious, excellent for happiness and contentment and getting what it is that you want. And this is all about a strong foundation of stability. So you guys can have this new beginning if you want it. But if you don't want it, sit it out. I can only give you the weather here. But it does seem to me that whatever, it's almost like something that you didn't think was possible is going to be exactly what it is that you need. But because it's like a soulmate kind of thing, I feel like it's something having to do with the past, and whatever you're entertaining right now is not for you. Whether it's that you're alone, that's not for you. Whether it's telling yourself any sort of false narratives, that's not for you. Very specific message, my friends. It's not going to resonate with all of you. If it doesn't, I'm so sorry. Hopefully we will get you next time. You know, I come in here with an open heart and good intention, and I just read the energies. And that is what I have for you. So, yeah, that is, wow. Having to do with relationship. Let's pull a few for career now, shall we? Let's just do 4 across 4 qualifiers. And then we will wrap it up for our Pisces friends. Nice. 6 of Cups, King of Wands, 7 of Cups, Knight of Cups. Okay. So some of you might be like not returning to a job that you used to do. Could be that. We have the 6 of Cups here, which is about something having to do with the past. And something that you were doing. Maybe you've been out of work and you're going back, whatever it is. But this is about trying to find the right balance in a situation. Maybe you weren't treated the best, having to do with a business agreement, having to do with something within that job, whatever it is. But things being remedied. But at the end of the day, you're like, you know what? I'm over it. It's too stressful. Overwhelm, responsibility, burden, overloaded demands. You know, and you could find yourself in this kind of catch-22 situation where it's like, you know you don't want to do what you're doing, but you can't seem to find the time to actually change direction because that's time consuming to look for new work, to look for new opportunity. But there's this something having to do with the past. And it's like stressing you out. And then we have the King of Wands. So let's just keep going on this. I mean, this is about being a free spirit, expressing your ideas, being very creative. You know, you maybe being for a minute like, I can't do that. I don't know how to do A, B, and C. I'm not perfect kind of thing. It's like, stop. You have everything that you need. You have everything that you need. Now, for some of you, you may be getting, hearing back from an old friend, an old job, some sort of something from the past coming back around that you may be entertaining. You being in this space where you're just ready to like give up on whatever it is that's going on here. You're very ready to just fire up your ambition, be a free spirit, but you're confused. We get the 2 of Coins. The 2 of Coins is always about negotiation, right? Needing to make a decision regarding more than one path. And so you feel the sense of lack. Maybe it's in your money or feeling connected to whatever it is that you're doing, and you need to decide which pentacle you need to put down. Which path are you going to take? What is it that you're going to do? Are you going to go back to something that you were doing? Are you going to maintain what it is that you're doing now? You have no idea. You're confused, right? Choices and confusion, commitment issues. You don't really want to commit to something like fully, wholly so, because you don't know what's on the other side of it. You don't know what's real, what's not, and things feel up in the air, but yet you can feel the beginning of something. Now, I always say with this energy, this could be the feeling of the beginning of the end of something, or the beginning of something brand new, or actually both at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We have this Five of Wands, though, that's clarifying this confusion. And the Five of Wands is competition. It's battle of the wills. It's strong opinions, lack of agreement, right? This could be scheduling problems, not agreeing with some sort of document that needs to be signed, whatever it is. So things feeling very up in the air regarding that. Now we have the final energies here. We have the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is a proposal coming in really good, okay? Really good proposal coming in. So this could be whatever money situation you're dealing with. So somebody coming in and offering you good money for that thing that you're selling or renting or leasing or whatever. Money for that project. Offering you a new job. Offering you a new opportunity within the company that you are in. Whatever it is, right? But you being in this thing where it's like, oh, I got to think about that, right? As the High Priestess energy is very like, let me think. Right? You're being very patient right now. Success is coming, but something needs more time to mature and be nurtured, and you know that. So it's like something is being offered, and you're like, all right, let me sit on that for a little bit. Let me sit on that for a minute. Beautiful. Six of Wands. So I just feel like patience is definitely going to pay off here, because then we have the Six of Wands, which is amazing. It's just good news coming in actually in any area of your life. We get this great energy if you've been struggling, if you've been feeling like held back. Really good energy here. So there's some confusion. There's some conflict. There's newness coming in. There's you being patient. Something needs to be nurtured and cultivated, but it being, at the end, really good. So, going back to the not for you, doesn't mean that it has to be for a relationship. Maybe the soulmate was for a relationship. The not for you could be this energy. This like, I can't do it anymore energy. So, having to do with career. It's like you can hold on for one last breath, but it's like not a positive space that you're in. Very confused, kind of stuck between doing this or that. If you're resonating with it for career. I know a lot of Pisces is totally fine with their career, right? So it's not going to resonate with everyone. Anyway, my friends, that is what I have for you for this week, for the 14th to the 22nd. Let's see what next week brings. But until then, thank you so much, and take care of yourself. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.